Okay, so now we're going to start talking about core stability. Now, most people have some idea of what core stability is these days. It's the muscles that surround your torso and your pelvis. The problem I find is a lot of people do not know exactly which muscles to target, and so often they do core strengthening that might be ineffective. So we're going to get very specific on the muscles we're targeting. Okay? Now there are two main groups of core muscles. There's the pelvic floor and the transverse abdominis. The pelvic floor sit, as the name would suggest, at the bottom of your pelvis. So they're up there and up there. You can isolate these muscles by stopping urination midstream. So if you can practice that and hold that for 20 or 30 seconds while breathing, then you can find them. The transverse abdominis are a little bit harder to find. The transverse abdominis, they run either side of the six-pack muscles. So not down the middle, down the side to the side of the abdominal muscles. Now, you activate them by gently pulling your belly in towards your spine. Now, what I want to do to start with is I want you to find where they are. Now there's a little bump in your pelvis, just around your hip there. If you can put your fingers on that bump and then run your fingers about 2 to 3 centimeters in from that bump, this is where your transverse abdominis sit. So to activate them, you gently suck your belly in towards your spine. Now, you should be able to breathe while you're doing this. You need to be able to learn how to use these muscles in daily life, and you can't go around not breathing. So just gently suck your belly in towards your spine, using your fingers to feel the muscle contracting and contract. And ideally, you'd like to hold that for 30 seconds. Now, at first it's going to feel a little bit weird. It might feel like, am I doing it right? Am I doing it too strong? Am I doing it not enough? If you think you're doing it, if you think you're not doing it enough, you're probably doing it correctly. Okay? It's a very subtle contraction. You can hold it. You should be able to hold it almost indefinitely while breathing normally. Obviously, we're going to work up to that. So, what I would like you to do is find the transverse abdominis and the pelvic floor, turn them on, and hold them on for 30 seconds. Do that in a standing position, do that in a sitting position, and do that lying on your back with your knees bent. Once you can do all those positions for 30 seconds, then you're ready to move up to the next level where we can actually start strengthening these core muscles. Once again, let's isolate the transverse abdominis. So we have the bumps in the hips just here, run our fingers about 2 to 3 centimeters in, and then gently pull the belly in towards the spine. And relax. And gently pull the belly in towards the spine. And relax. Now I want you to hold that for 30 seconds, but I'm just doing it here to demonstrate the contraction and relaxation. And I'll also demonstrate that it's not this. When you do this, you can't breathe, and that defeats the purpose. So, gentle contraction and hold.